So, I've been thinking a lot about how to get more art into my life because life has this way of throwing curveballs, whether it's work or losing your job, responsibilities, and all the ups and downs in between. And it really tries to suffocate the curiosity and playfulness. It's a lot of stupid shit sometimes, but I'm not here to let the common circumstances of life get in the way. So I'm starting small. I just want to play. I don't really know exactly what's going to come out of this, but I'm already judging myself for drawing in tiny strokes because it's showing, I guess, a lack of confidence and judgment I'm having because I'm also recording myself and it's just weird. Usually it's just me and myself, but now it's me and maybe like 10 other strangers on YouTube watching this. But hello! I am gonna embrace it, and yeah, I'm just carving out 45 minutes to an hour just to spend some time on this for you. It's just 12 minutes of watching me not really know what the heck I'm doing because I don't have a plan, and yeah, it's okay. I need to do this because as an adult, I'm finding I just need my time to be free, and in some way I have less restrictions now. I find that when I give myself the space to work with my hands and do something where it's almost meditative, or I don't know, it could even just be stupid and not have to mean anything. It's just a time for my brain to slow down. It's a time for me to process things subconsciously. It's time for me to get back to myself so I can approach life in the way I want to and not just be so reactionary, If you're watching this and you can relate to it, I'd love to know, what's your thing? What is it that you like to do that helps bring you back to yourself? Pretty much done drawing out my little lady over here, and I decided I'm going to color her with oil pastels. Why? I'm not sure because I'm not an expert in it. I've used it maybe 3 times before and it's so difficult. I've watched some YouTube videos and I've seen some magical pieces of work using oil pastels. I'm like, I want to do that. So, what's the best way to learn is to just go for it. So I'm just gonna go for it. Like I said, I've practiced maybe 3 times and then I kind of gave up because that's just the theme of the way I do things. So then I eventually go back to it. Woohoo! Also found that working with oil pastels on a smaller scale is so much more tricky. I've seen some beautiful art pieces that are done on a smaller scale and they look so good, and I don't know how they do it because I struggle so much. In the past, when I have practiced, I did this eye and this other eye and lips, nose, it was so much easier because it was large. I just focused on one feature, and I was following a tutorial. This amazing kid, oh my god, he's amazing. I love his personality too, and I just have been watching his videos and I'm like, I really want to try. So he has a couple of tutorials and I just kind of followed it and it turned out amazing, way better than I thought. But then when I'm just practicing on my own, this is much smaller, and also it's been a really long time. I did these maybe 10 months ago or something and didn't pick up oil pastels since. But if there's any tips and tricks, I don't know if this is maybe just a matter of practice and understanding how pastels work, but this is the great thing about it. It's a great thing about trying new things. You get to learn, and I love that. So as you can see, I'm using this shading stick because my finger, oh my god, I also just realized that I have one piece of my nail that didn't come off. I do my own nails, by the way, because That's also just another artistic endeavor. I feel like I can just be creative with that, and I wanted to try and do whatever. Anyway, I do my own nails, and I remember I was trying to take it off for this video, but there was like a piece that just wasn't coming off, and I'm just catching it while I'm editing the video, and I find it hilarious. Back to my shading stick. I was using that to blend, and then now I just saw the eyeshadow applicator. This is actually for doing chrome nails, and I don't really use it, but I was like, this might be interesting. How does it blend with this? And like, it was cool. It really presses the oil pastel down, but then it picks up a lot of the color too, so eventually it just gets murky, but it was fun. The shading stick too, I don't know what the best blending process is. I always try to have like a pastel, like a neutral pastel color or a blending color that I use to just blend the colors, as you can see, but you know, it's all about experimenting. And then I just went in with this water brush that has ink from so long ago. So as I was coloring her, I'm realizing that she looks kind of old. Like the way the colors blended made it seem like she has textured skin or maybe like some wrinkles, and I like that. I do. She's a little immature lady here. I feel like she's giving I'm seasoned vibes, you know? It's like, I'm here and I've got stories. You guys don't know. I feel like I'm starting to really like this eyeshadow applicator to blend because you can have a bit more control in certain areas, and it just presses down those oil pastels really nicely. Start using random objects or random mediums. I just see something, I'm like, I wonder what this will do. I wonder what that will do. It helps unlock that creativity. It's part of the process too, because I'm not thinking so much. I'm not overthinking something, and I kind of miss drawing in a sketchbook because you get to let yourself kind of run wild, and I'd love to do that on bigger canvases, but I think because they're more expensive, if I ever get to that point where I can just play and do whatever the heck I want on like a big canvas, that would be the dream, and not have to care about wasting it, you know what I mean? But I still find my ways. And when I let myself play and I can move freely and I can like unlock this side of creativity, I feel like I start to become more refined, and when I do work on a larger canvas, it just makes sense. I feel like I let out this gunk, you know, like when you open up a tap after a really long time and the gunky stuff comes out before water starts flowing. That's what it feels like when I don't create for a really long time. I feel like if there's anything that you could take away from this is let yourself be free. You know, I think I'm learning how to do that as well, because it is hard. It's like you have to push yourself outside of the boundaries that you've put yourself in, outside of the box that others have put you in, yourself, whatever it is. But I'd like to challenge you, if you've made it this far into the video, to do something outside of the box, something that just pushes you, that, or you know what, maybe even just going back to something that you love, you know, because I think sometimes when you live your day to day and you forget to add the little bits of joy into your life, that can also be a challenge. That can be you pushing the boundaries or coming out of the box. So join me in doing that. I set aside an hour for this, but I don't really know how long it took me to do this. I just did it, and sometimes I just get lost in it, and I let myself get lost in it, and it feels so good. So I encourage you to do something that brings you joy. Go back to something that you love, even if it's for 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes, half an hour. You owe it to yourself. You deserve it. And step by step, it'll become routine. It'll be something that you want more of. And this will be the key to unlocking your creativity and living a more artistic or joyful life. And at this point, my hands were hurting because I haven't drawn like this in so long, and also you have to press harder with pastels, and I was just getting tired, and I was kind of getting over it. And you'll notice that in the leaves when I start coloring it, it just looks terrible. But I'm glad I allowed myself to do this, and I can't wait for the next one.